Hello, everyone. I am just getting up comments on my phone as well, making sure I don't have that like double feedback where I can hear myself and myself on my phone. Happy Friday, everyone. Super excited. It's the last Friday of February. How crazy is that? But bring on March, bring on spring, bring on warmer weather. Today was like gorgeously sunny, but freezing cold. So like inside I was just like, ha, it's 100 degrees outside, right? No, it totally was not. I just realized I never turned on my light. So hold on. There we go. Let there be light. Ah. So yeah, I'll give you guys all a few minutes to get on. Say hello. Hi, G. Ann from Oregon. Did you guys get hit with that huge winter storm, or did that kind of happen after, like farther in after the mountains sort of area? My geography is now starting to like fail me. Let's see. Like, did that happen after you or before you? Luckily, we were supposed to go and get like tornado and like strong winds and stuff. We did not get that, thank goodness. But of course, it rained, sprinkled throughout the day here and there, and then it was the worst when I had to go get Claire from school. Like literally, I was running in a downpour, and we were running back out in an even whoa, Laura, geez, in a crazier downpour. And then the drive home, I was like, I don't know how long this is gonna last. I'm not just gonna sit here and wait it out for an hour. So I'm like, we're just gonna take it slow and head home. But yeah, of course, it was like by the time I got home, it was fine. So crazy, so crazy. But yeah, so yeah, happy Friday. Say hello if you're getting on, and tell me where you're from, what your weather's like, what you had for supper, whatever it might be. We are doing the February 2023 online card class. This uses the Dandy Designs designer series paper. That is one of the free paper packs through Celebration, and that ends on Tuesday. Yes, on Tuesday. So this is the $100 level designer series paper. It is amazing. There are 48 12 by 12 sheets. Like, I got the paper pack and I was like, this is a lot. Like, it is a big pack, and the colors are just stunning. Like, let me just show you. Like, the color combination, all the pastels, all the pretties, like, oh my gosh. And I love that, like, there's like the pastel mint macaron, but then also that bright granny apple green. And then, the Calypso Coral takes Pale Papaya up a notch. And Mango Melody. Like, so, I mean, it's like bright, but pastel, but fabulous. And I absolutely love it. So, hi, Beth. Welcome. So excited to have you guys all on. So yeah, I am loving these colors and everything. So technically this class will be a lot of focus on designer paper. So you could technically do these cards with any designer paper that you have, which is awesome. And then the stamp set I used is the Biggest Wish stamp set. And again, you could really use any greeting stamp set that you wish. So yeah, this class is very versatile, and I hope you guys just get a lot of great tips and tricks on how to create some amazing cards, fun techniques and stuff like that to show off the two sides of the designer paper and everything. Because yeah, this class is awesome. So even if you didn't get the pre-cut card pack, it is sold out. If you didn't get that, that's okay. You can still get the PDF tutorial off my Etsy shop. And then, of course, you'll get all the amazing tips and tricks in tonight's video. So 2 inches of snow. Yeah, that I could handle. I could handle 2 inches. I have a friend up in like the Dakotas, and they got like 12 to 14. And that just sounds like crazy to me. Oh, how fabulous, Beth. Well, I will teach you all the tips and tricks while you're creating any of your own projects that you're doing. So that's super fun. Okay, so let's get started. And we're going to first start with this green card. And here is the sample. And I'm going to show you a couple different things that I did differently with this greeting. And whenever I was making some of these samples, I really had one of those days where I was like second guessing everything. And then like during the class that I had yesterday, then I was like, so I second guessed this, but I actually am really liking it today. And everybody didn't like the one that I decided not to do. So I'll show you a couple different options with that. One of the awesome things about this card is it uses up small pieces, and it also uses a lot of little pieces, so you can really show off a lot of the designer paper from a pack. So I actually, let me show you one of the other cards. This card, you can see, uses a 4 by 5 1/4 of that polka dot background. And then I use some of the little leftover pieces to cut this little piece here. So it's a great way to be able to use up your little leftover pieces. So here's our Granny Apple Green card base. And then there's 2 pieces of white. One of them is 4 by 5 1/4. The other is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I normally don't do the crazy 8s, but sometimes you just have to do that for an awesome look like this. And so then I have all my pieces. I think, yeah, we use the front and back of this one. So you can do that. And then you could also use the front and back of this one. But these were both scrap pieces that I had from other cards that I wasn't using. So the trickiest part about this card is the spacing. So, I mean, I have some tips and tricks, but it also can just kind of be a little crazy. So like a lot of times I kind of sort of set them all out, but since these are all on a corner, I usually just line it up on the corner. And as long as it lines up like with equal spacing on the, the left and the bottom of the corner, then the rest on the inside is all, it is what it is. So I'm just going to put this right here. It's like about 1/8 of an inch on the edge. So like technically I could be looking at 3 sides here, but I'm really just going to look at the top and the bottom and that it lines up like there and doesn't go too far in. So lay those 2 down. One of the other things that I like to do is I like to sort of like lay it, maybe the word lay it down is not right, sort of place it at an angle. So like, let's see, like I kind of place it like this to see where I'm at. And you can see how I'm at an angle. So my adhesive isn't actually like sticking. And so then I can kind of like place it around and wiggle and move it without the adhesive sticking, and then sort of pat it down, smack it down, whatever you want to call that. So this actually goes up here in the corner. And then there we go. So, oh geez. So yeah, if you sort of like place it down and then you go, oh wait, I don't want it there, then you have to like kind of rip it back off, which you can use dental floss and everything's fabulous. You'll be okay. But yeah, I kind of like float over the top and move it around. Almost, I know like a lot of you guys love green lid glue, like a liquid adhesive. For that, so you can kind of smear and smush and everything with that liquid glue. Liquid glue gives me anxiety. I use way too much and then it just becomes this ooey gooey sticky mess. And then it also like, buckles underneath because it gets super wet. So yeah, I'm not a big fan of liquid glue for the most part because I don't know how to control my usage. And then I'm actually tying on some of this soft seafoam ribbon. And I realized as I went to go make the instructions that this ribbon doesn't exist anymore. It's retired. It was in the holiday mini catalog. So you could really use a white ribbon. You could use, of course, all my kits that went out had this ribbon in it. But like if you were to recreate this, if you have some of the soft seafoam ribbon, then you could certainly use it. Otherwise, and technically soft seafoam isn't even really one of the colors here. It's that granny apple green, but like the lighter version of granny apple green is this light green. So I felt like it really went, and I really liked the look of that like sheer ribbon. So that's why I went with it. And then I was super bummed when I realized it was retired, and I was like, way to go, Laura. So yeah, you can always take some granny apple green ink refill and dye some white ribbon and do that as well. So that's another fun little trick. So there we have our ribbon. I'm going to kind of squeeze my card and move this around just a hair to get it where I want it to be. There we go. And then, when you look at it on the front with the pattern, you can't see that it's crooked, but when you look at it on the back, it looks more crooked. Okay, and then this just goes on our card front. You can see I'm kind of like wiggling it around before actually officially sticking it down. Just, to kind of get that correct placement and everything. And then I used a piece of scrap white and my new favorite punch. You guys, I am loving this punch. This is the Lasting Label Punch. I didn't even buy the coordinating stamp set. I just bought the punch and I love it. It is amazing. It's just a great greeting like label. But you could, for this part, you could always use any sort of label. You could use just a regular rectangle. You could use a die. You could really use whatever you want for that. So I am just going to punch this out. I technically should have stamped first, but we'll deal with that. And I just hope I stamp it in the center. Okay, so I am stamping Friend. And a lot of people at class did Balmy Blue. So since I did Friend in the Granny Apple Green over here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do Balmy Blue on this one. Fabulous. And then I put this on with dimensionals. Does anybody have big plans for the weekend? I am going to attempt shortbread cookies tomorrow. Does anybody have any tips? I've never made them. They look super simple. I just don't want them to come out like hard biscuits that like you break your teeth on. Because I feel like a shortbread cookie could easily go from like yummy fabulous to a hard biscuit in no time at all. So yeah, I mean, I saw that it said like, as soon as they start to turn a color, take them out. Don't wait until they're golden brown. So I did read that little tip. But yeah, if anybody has any tips or even a fabulous recipe that you prefer, because I kind of just Googled one with a lot of reviews. And then I was going to look in this old cookbook that I have, but I haven't done that yet. So yeah, if you have a shortbread recipe, my sister-in-law, I don't think she's on. We just finished calling her to wish her happy birthday. And cake arrived, so I'm pretty sure she's probably celebrating her birthday right now. But yeah, she said that she likes those, and I thought, you know what? I got you covered, girl. Okay, so why do I feel like this was not cleaned? It looks clean. Maybe it's, I don't know. So I'm going to do birthday. And it is a great, that's hello, not happy. It is a great layout for designer paper to really get to show off lots of different papers. And like I said, it's great for scraps. So I can't be the only one out there that like hoards all the scraps. Like, oh, surely I can use this for something. And like the answer is really, you probably will never use it. But yeah, happy birthday. And then there's also in the stamp set, there's this fun little like cross image. And so I stamped it around just for fun. And I'm just going to stamp off once instead of actually cleaning it. And I'm going to stop there because I'm going to show you guys. I did a few others. So I stamped this, Hello Friend. So the friend is done in Balmy Blue. The hello is done in the Granny Apple Green. And I don't know, I just didn't like it. But I kind of like it now. It looks a lot better. I don't know. At the time, I was just like, oh, it's too much. And then I also did Hello Friend here. And I don't know. I felt like there was too much white and not enough ink or something. I don't know. Hi, Marilyn. Oh, it's a beautiful day. I love that. It's a beautiful day in Alabama. It was beautiful here, but cold. And it's supposed to, actually, they mentioned freezing, but they said a trace amount. So I'm not too concerned. But yeah, I just want it to be spring. But yeah, so there's two other options. You can see Hello Friend. And that one, or actually Hello Friend. I really wanted to do Happy Birthday. I struggle with masculine cards like something fierce. And so anytime I make a masculine card, I'm like, it's got to be a birthday card. So that's why I just did Friend on the front. I could have done Hello, but I went ahead and did Friend on the front. And then I did Happy Birthday on the inside. And I want to show you... So I did Happy Birthday in Granny Apple Green on this one. And then did, I stamped twice, full strength, and then again. So that's how I got that, double look. But where is the other one that I did? Oh, maybe that was for that was for the next card. Okay. I'll show you that mistake later. And you can let me know which one you guys like. So then this one here, I did Happy Birthday in the two-tone. Let me know which one you guys like better. Do you like the two-tone or do you like the all green Happy Birthday? And then we also, which one do you like on the front better? Do you like the blue on the front or the green on the front? I'm not going to lie. I think I do like the blue on the front better. And then let's see, our envelope, let's stamp some of those little foofies. Maybe on the bottom corners. Maybe all the way across. Maybe I shouldn't have just tried to tackle this because now I need to make sure that they kind of sort of line up. And since I started on both sides, then I need to make sure that there's not a funky gap in the middle. Okay, so now I just feel like there needs to be one there. Good, we're done. We're not doing it anymore, otherwise I'm probably going to mess it up. You like the two-tone? Oh, you guys all really like the two-tone and you prefer the blue on the front? Okay. I think I do too. So yeah, that is card number 1. I guess we liked the two-tone, but I'll show you all of it in the first one. That is card number 1, the masculine friend with the block designer paper. Okay, and then now we're gonna go to card number 2. So if you have the card packet, you can get out the Fresh Freesia card. And that is this one here. And this one is super fun because, well, one, I'm loving these colors together. Fresh Freesia and Pale Papaya. Yum, yum, yummy. I am loving those. I feel like they're super fabulous. This is another one that kind of shares like 2 different pieces of paper. You could use the same piece and use a leftover scrap on the bottom or something like that. But I use 2 different prints. But that second one is a skinny little strip. So you could use a scrap little leftover strip to create this card. So this first one just goes top to bottom. And then just a small little border on the left-hand side. And then this one just goes across. And again, you could really use either side of these prints and have fun with this card. Okay, and then this one, of course, there's the white for the inside. This one, I did actually do that two-tone look. with the thanks. I don't know. I felt like these colors just worked better with it, I guess. I don't know. And I used that same lasting label punch. Again, you could always use your favorite punch, your favorite label. You could use just a regular rectangle. You could also use any sort of die cut. So what I did is I inked up the block thanks in the pale papaya and stamped that down. This stamp set is super fun for this sort of look, which is why I super had to have it. Everybody was like, what is this stamp set? I'm like, oh, it's in the main catalog, and it's been out for a while. It's just, I'm like the last one to adopt it. But I also have had it on my shelf for a while, and I just haven't had a chance to use it. So I thought, well, I love this Dandy Designs paper, and so I'm like, I am going to use this stamp set that I also love. Thanks, right on top. How cute is that? I love a good scrolly font. You guys know I love a good scrolly font, and so I'm super loving that. Don't let me forget that I really need to clean my stamps before I grab them again, because I've just been putting them all up front. And so that means, oh, I closed it. So that means I'm probably going to end up with mixed colors. Then I did friend, and I did it the same on the inside. So thanks, friend. And so we're going to pull this back in. Here is our block friend. And our scrolly friend. Ta-da! And then I do need to clean this. Hi, Mary Ellen. Welcome. Super excited to see you on. I haven't seen you in a while and I miss you. And then now we'll add a few of these. I should have went with the pale papaya first because that's a lighter color and then I wouldn't have to worry so much about cleaning it or feeling like I was going to mix colors. There we go. I kind of like angled them a little bit more than I did in the original. Do you guys like that greeting on greeting sort of look? Or are you like, nope, that looks messy. I don't like it. Let me know what you think. So that is going to go on our inside of our card. And our greeting is going to go on with dimensionals. If you're watching me on YouTube and want to follow me on my Facebook, then just a heads up, I have a new Facebook account as my other one got hacked. So be sure to find that. It's the one with the profile picture that says hello and welcome. Okay, so there is that. And then I just have some of this open weave ribbon. And I'm going to just tie a bow with this. So I'm going to do bunny ears. So I have my strip and quite far apart. Like I don't want to do bunny ears like right next to each other like this. I want to do my bunny ears like pretty far apart. You know, I want to have some of that middle open room. And then I'm just going to take those two bunny ear loops and tie a knot. And it's okay. It's probably going to look like a hot mess. And that is perfectly fine. Okay, so there we have that. It actually, this one looks pretty good. Sometimes mine's a little off. It's a little like to the left or too big on one side. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of pull tight. And then I'm just going to manipulate my ribbon and pull these loops smaller. And then pull tight again. And let's see, I might be almost done. I'm going to yank the little ribbon tails down. And yeah, I'm pretty good with that. It's quite large, but I think I'm good with a nice large bow. I will say, don't be afraid to use these little mini glue dots to make your ribbon be where you need it to be. I do that a lot. Like I want my bow to like look like this. I'm gonna like add adhesive here, and down to really like secure my ribbon where I need it to be. And then, trim our tails. And then now we're just going to add some rhinestones, just some regular basic rhinestones. And where did I add those on my other one? Hi, babe. Did you take your bath?
Can everyone see me?
They can. Say hello.
Hi.
Or maybe they can. I don't know. My camera's a little farther over tonight. Oh, and then we still need to do our envelope. They're all right there, babe. Oh, flip those over. I think well, there's one, the pink.
No.
Is it the one that you hung over on the door?
No.
I don't know. You'll have to ask Daddy then. She made a special picture for you guys earlier today, and now she can't find it.
Which one? Is it this one? The one you showed me earlier? Is it that one?
So this is card number 2. Marilyn says, hi, babe. Well, she actually said, you're so sweet. She didn't say babe, but that's what we call you. So
Hi. I made this.
Here, let's set it right here so they can see it on that camera. So she got some new markers that are super fun. They have like a little stamp wheel on one end and then a marker tip on the other end. Okay, there you go. Yep, everyone likes it. Okay, say bye.
Bye.
Okay, so this is card number 2. Thanks, friend. Yeah, the way they stamped it in the catalog with all those like multi-stamping, which we're gonna do in some of the next cards. I loved it. I loved, happy, 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 and then birthday. I just felt like that was super cute, which is why I felt like I needed it. And I like a good greeting stamp set that has like images like this too. I feel like it's very versatile to just grab like, hey, I need a happy birthday. And again, I really like a good scrolly font. So I was sold with that as well. Okay. Let's see. My Granny Apple Green I need to put away because I am done with that color. So our next card that we're going to do is the Calypso Coral. And this one is super funky because it is...
Can you tie this?
Have Daddy tie it. It is a 5.5 by 5.5 piece of card base. And I know you're like, wait a minute, what? It's a perfect square. It's still a regular A2, right? A2 card. Okay, so what we did is I scored it at the normal 4 1/4 by 5.5. And so all we have is this funky little tab. And that is our card front, if you will, for right now. So what we're going to do is first we have another piece of designer paper, this little strip. You could really use whichever side. Oh, let me show you the sample. So here is the sample. And you can see that I actually added that piece of designer paper to create that card front. And you can see both sides of the designer paper, which is super awesome because how many times is it so hard to like, I don't know, I don't want to use this one because I don't want to hide that one and, vice versa. And so this, you actually get to showcase both sides of the designer paper. So I love that. Because I used the squares on this one, I think I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use the stripes on this card. And we'll just see which one we like better. I almost feel like there might be a little too much white on the stripes, but we'll just try it out and see. So this is going to go on that little tab, that little card front that we have. And then now we're actually going to decorate the inside. So I did friend with a few of those little things. We're actually going to decorate this first and adhere this in there first. And I'm going to show you why so that we can line up all of our outside pieces. So yeah, I remembered we're going to make sure we clean that off really good. And that was done in Calypso Coral. And then our little squares, X's. I don't know why I keep calling them squares. They're X's or crosses before I would ever call them a square. So I don't know why I keep calling them squares, but I was doing that at class too. I'm just losing my mind, that's all.
Crazy old girl.
Crazy girl, that's mommy. Okay, so we're gonna add this to the inside of our card, just like we normally would for our card inside, where we center it. And then I'm going to take this piece of designer paper, and again, you could really use whichever side you want. I like the flowers. And this is the same size as that basic white. So we're gonna lay this over the basic white, and then we're going to add adhesive. So I like to always add adhesive on the far edge of the designer paper because that's the innermost edge. And then the far edge of this flap. Make sure you don't go to the ends because otherwise you're gonna seal your card closed. So we're just gonna go a little ways in, and stop. So now we're gonna hit both sides. The adhesive on the designer paper is gonna be here, and then this adhesive is gonna be the other edge. And now we're just going to close that. That way, if I were to put adhesive on this, it probably would still work to put all the adhesive on this strip, knowing that we're on the inside and the outside, but we also didn't want to add adhesive here in this like little crack, or otherwise it would be sticky there and it might also seal it closed. So I always like, whenever I'm adhering something that's like hanging off or like not a full piece, I always like to go like the inner edge of one and the outer edge of the other, knowing that I'm securing both ends, if you will. So now we have our card base. And then I just have this piece of, Mango Melody. Let me grab a different one. This one looks like it got dropped in an ink pad. So what I'm going to do with this is I am going to stamp the word birthday on it. And here it is. I was like, where in the world is it? And I put it on my Stamparatus so that I knew that my birthday was going to be like birthday, 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 birthday. And it was going to be nice and level. But of course, you could also wing it and just stamp it on your own. So what I did, I don't want to have this land in an ink pad, is I placed this piece of cardstock at the bottom and then laid the birthday down at the bottom. And I used the Mango Melody and I inked it up. And then stamped it down. And I found that the color on this, I always have a hard time inking it up, but also I feel like my Mango Melody needs to be re-inked. You know what? I think I had someone do this at class, and I kind of liked it. So instead of me messing with that and needing to re-ink it, I am actually going to use Calypso Coral because I don't think it will make a big difference. So let's clean off. All of my chamois need to be cleaned and re-moistened. They're starting to get where they're like crusty on the edges. Okay, I'm going to use Calypso Coral. Then it's just going to be like a darker look and it'll stand out a little bit more. But it'll also still kind of be subtle. Like it won't be like, oh my. And then now I'm just going to move this down, knowing that where these lines are on my Post-its is where the bottom of that birthday is going to be. So again, keeping this centered, and I put just a little bit of space. And you could do a little bit, you could do a lot of it. It's okay. I feel like I did a lot of it. And then we're going to push it down again. I need to make sure I'm doing a lot of it each time, but it's fine. It won't like, it's just going to be like a background for that birthday. Like no one's looking at that specifically. To me, I feel like they're looking at the awesome like card front instead. Of course, spacing does kind of get funky with this last one. And it's really hard to know where to put the magnet because it's kind of in the way. And the top of my birthday is going to fall off, I think. Yes. I might scoot it up just a hair. So the spacing on that last one might be a little bit different, but I kind of wanted all of the birthday to show up. So that's okay. I'm also going to put the happy over top. So I might put the happy, like here, I put the happy over one of the birthdays specifically. This one, I might actually put the happy over like a cross between the two. That way you can't see the spacing of that one and then it won't look as weird, if that makes sense. And no one's going to notice the bottom one because we're going to cut it off with our paper snips. So the H, the left side of the H is the center. So I'm just going to go up the left side of the H. And then I'm going to go from the corner to that center H cut to make banner tips. Okay, so see, no one knows what my spacing looks like on that bottom one now, so you're all good there. And this was just put on with regular, like flat adhesive. I used dimensionals on the happy part. So we're gonna add this to our card front. I don't know, I kind of actually think I like the coral better. It makes it pop a little bit more. So let me know, do you like the Mango Melody on Mango Melody? Or do you like the Calypso Coral on Mango Melody? Or is it like too bright? Stands out too much. Hi, Lisa. Welcome. Thank you guys all for the likes and the comments and stuff. I appreciate it. The little hearts and stuff flying up always makes me happy. So here's our little piece of white. And then I'll do happy. Here it is. And that I did also in the coral. And like I said, this I popped up on dimensionals. And the dimensional overuser that I am going to use 6. You like the coral better? Yeah, I feel like the coral, it pops more. I actually think I really like the coral better. And then, so what I was saying with the spacing, like, I feel like I really like the spacing for this top two. And then it's the other ones that I'm like meh on. I feel like it's a little too far, but I'm just going to put this here. So now the only one that looks like it's funky spacing is this one. And you know what? I don't really care. I really don't think anyone is going to receive this card and go, oh, the spacing is different. Like, trust me, it's only going to be you that's going to think that. And it might drive you nuts. I agree. It kind of drives me nuts too. But you'll be just fine. I promise. It'll be okay. Made with love, not perfection. And I'm going to use some of these little iridescent gems just because the coral is super fabulous. and looks really good with this print. I almost feel like I want to add, maybe if I add one there, it'll take away, or does it draw more attention? Does it draw more attention, or does it take it away a little bit? I feel like with it being two big ones, then like the two little ones look good with having them all on there, but having the two big ones on there, I felt like might have been a little overpowering. So I decided not to do that. And then this one, let's see, on the inside I did friend. I almost feel like I want to do friend on the envelope. So I'm going to do friend on the back little envelope. And here is card number 3. You guys are all loving Calypso Coral. Well, I'm glad I'm doing all these samples just a little bit different tonight, just to show the different options that you have. And it seems like we're kind of liking the second option a little bit better. So definitely don't always feel like you have to do things exactly like mine. I know I see samples sometimes and I'm like, I love it. I'm going to recreate it. I don't have that stamp set. I'll do something with my own. And I'm like, I love it. Or I'm like, it's just not the same because you love the original and it looks like that. So, I mean, I totally get that. You want to recreate it because you love it, but also adding your own little flair makes it that much more special too. And you never know what you're going to come up with. Something even better, you know? Okay, so this is card number 3. Let me know which one your favorite one is so far. Card number 2. And card number 1. So yeah, let me know which one's your favorite so far. And then we're going to start working on card number 4. I had to try to calculate. And it occurred to me in the middle of supper that I never finished cutting the little strips of paper for this one. Because in class, we used all of the little strips. So hold on just a minute. You still love card number 1? Card number 3? Well, we're all over the place tonight. Let me grab the designer paper. Okay, so this one, again, uses small little scraps, which is awesome. It uses, I did a 1/2 inch. Depending on the image that you use, you could go a little bit bigger, but I used a 1/2 inch, so I'm just going to cut a 1/2 inch strip. I think I'll use 2 1/2 inch strips, should get me through this. So I did 2 1/2 inch strips. And I have a 3x3 square of window sheet. Now, the piece of window sheet kind of depends on what image you're going to do. Here I did a circle. You can use a die cut, you can use a punch, you can use whatever you would like to be able to create your image here. You could even just do it as a square, and that would be fabulous too. So I took a piece of window sheet, and I adhered these 1/2 inch strips. Now it's window sheet, so I'm going to do my best to like show it to you, but also it's window sheet, so it's clear. Okay, so there's my window sheet, see? And snip. And then I'm actually going to use the grid paper. Whenever I did it, I kind of just wung it, as I tend to always kind of do. But because I have my grid paper here, then I am not going to wing it. I will do exactly 1 square. Although this is not the inches side. This is the centimeters, right? This is centimeters. Is it bad that I don't know? Oh, geez. And then trim that. I have enough to do. Yeah, I have enough to do 1 more. So we're going to do this. So it's like 1 centimeter apart from each other. Have a little bit of adhesive stuck to it. I will say the squares make this so much easier. And really, you don't have to go perfect on the edges unless you are just doing like a square or rectangle. If you're like, I'm going to punch out a circle, so I technically don't have to like line up the edge, and I don't have to worry about my cut on the other side being like perfectly straight because you're not going to see the edges. And then like this last one is actually going to fall off. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, see, it's kind of like falling off the top of the window sheet. Can you guys see, like if I make it like glary, maybe you can see it a little bit better. So it's a piece of window sheet with 1/2-inch strips of designer paper, 1 centimeter apart, but you can really make your spacing be anything. And then you could use your layering circle framelits. Whenever Stampin' Up! Got rid of their circle punches, I kept them just because I really prefer a punch over a framelit because I find it to be so much easier. So also so that I don't have to haul in my cut and emboss, I'm just going to use one of my punches. So this is the 2 1/4 punch. And I'm just going to stick it in there and punch. And let me tell you, this one's kind of hard to do. There we go. So you're punching out, and that's why I said it doesn't matter if you go close to the edge or not close to the edge, because you're going to punch out of the center. Like that top one I technically didn't even need, but that's okay. And then I just use various other circles to sort of go like up, down, and around on this. And I will show you, I really wanted to do my deckled rectangles, but I realized after doing this one that rectangle was probably not the option that I wanted for this, and that I really liked the circle. I couldn't find my deckled rectangles because I'm losing my mind. I had them stashed away in another box rather than put away where they belong. But I did the stitched rectangles, and let me tell you, it was really hard to pop the window sheet out of that stitched rectangle. So I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do this for all my classes because that's a lot of people and that's kind of frustrating. So if you want that stitched look, you can see there, it also kind of like pulled on the designer paper on some of that stitched edging. But yeah, I didn't think that the stitching on here showed up enough for the frustration of the window sheet, if that makes sense. So I did the circles and it worked out perfectly and I loved it. So we're going to take our balmy blue and fold it in half and add that polka dotted designer paper. Or you could do the stripes. The stripes, I think there's too much white and it might kind of take away from these circles. You know, it might be like a little too much pattern. Okay, so this is actually going to be put on with dimensionals. You can use dimensionals along the back on that designer paper. So you want the dimensionals to hide and be just on that designer paper. Because this is what is going to give that floating technique look where the paper is floating. And I did this and I actually like put down a few and then started building around and then realized I really needed to be pushed over a little bit. So that's why these are all kind of farther to the right than I would have probably what I had in mind. But I mean, they're circles and they're just kind of like, you could technically like put this in the middle and then build around it. So I have mint macaron and then I do have some balmy blue, I hope, somewhere around here. Let me also do a circle for our greeting. And again, like I said, I got out my circle punches only because they're faster and I wouldn't have to bring in my layering circles. And the various sizes I used was a 1 inch, a 1 1/4 inch, a 2 1/4, and a 1 3/4. Don't ask me why I skipped my 2 inch punch. Who knows? And I don't know if I have like the right colors or anything. I'll kind of like lay them out a little bit before sticking them down. And the greeting, if you want, you can always use the balmy blue ink that we used before, but I went ahead and used the mint macaron. I felt like there was a lot of balmy blue on this card already, so I wanted to use that mint macaron to kind of pull in a little bit more green with the greeting. Okay, so let's see. We'll I think I'm gonna almost like center this a little bit more than I did the last time. Are you getting ready for bed?
Yeah.
Night night, baby. I love you.
I love you guys.
Aw, that's very sweet of you. Say good night.
Good night. Did everyone like it?
Yes, they all liked your little picture. Good night, babe.
Good night.
Okay, I feel like I need a second one down here. Let's do that. And sort of like a diagonal I have going on with this one, whereas this one's a little off to the side. So one of the things you could do is like you could kind of then pick all of these up and lay them over and then just add adhesive to the whole back of this. Or you can kind of like build it again and hope it looks the same as it did originally. So, I'm going to kind of do a little bit of both. So this guy's going to stay. I'm going to add a little more adhesive to him. So let's see what I had. This one here, this one there. This one's going to kind of slip underneath. And then those two are down there. And then now we'll peel off the dimensional backs for this card. Or for this piece. Make sure not to get up underneath that greeting. Aw, you guys are so sweet. I'll have to let her know in the morning. And then I just have a piece of baker's twine. We're going to do, again, that same bunny ear, where we're going to do our little loops far apart and then tie a knot. Yeah, see, so like I said, this one came out a hot mess. There we go. And one of my tails is really, really long. The other one's quite long too, but I think it's okay, and I might leave it like that. And then I'm going to add this, I don't know, should I add it down here this time instead of up top? And I didn't actually add rhinestones to this one because I kind of felt like it was masculine and I didn't want to like, make it like foofy. But I also feel like this, if you did hello, it's like a baby card. And you could always add some rhinestones to a baby card, I feel like. Because after all, that card's going to mom. And the baby doesn't care. So if you want to add a little shine to a baby card for a hello baby, then that would be super cute. But yeah, you can see that like floating technique with that designer paper. There's a couple other ideas that I really want to do with that. For example, taking a like designer paper that has an image of like a flower. You guys all know how much I love my flowers. And then cut it and spread it apart, by that centimeter. And then have it, like have that same print where it matches up. I think that would be super cool. Yeah, I have like, I would like to try maybe another image rather than the circle and try like, I don't know, maybe a different punch, like a label punch or something. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of fun things that I kind of want to do with this, and stay tuned is all I have to say about that. Okay. So again, this is a masculine card. I don't think I need a baby boy card anytime soon, but I always need birthday cards. So I'm going to do happy birthday, and then we'll add a few. Although I feel like there needs to be one up there, but I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Let me show you. So this is what I ended up doing. I did happy birthday, and then I did 2 blue, 2 green. So this is the first one I did, and I felt like I just went a little overboard with it, but I actually kind of like it. So I was like, okay, that was too much, Laura. Simmer it down, flip it over, 2 pieces or 2 sides to every piece of cardstock. Thank goodness for that. So I flipped it over, I stamped birthday, I picked up the happy and dropped it. So you can see this like crazy shadow of a happy right here. Yep, that's because I dropped the stamp on my project. So there went cardstock number 1. I could always have stamped, or to punch out that white circle down here. So I could still use some of this white cardstock. It's not lost for sure. But yeah, but I actually kind of like that one. So I might still use that on another one. And then there's this, and then there's this one. So lots of fun options. You can do a single color. You can two-tone it. You can really have fun with the greeting. You could do, again, like hello is on the front. You could do friend on the inside. You could do thanks on the inside. You could do happy birthday. You could do thanks friend, like hello on the front, thanks friend on the inside. So yeah, lots of fun things to do with that one. Let's see. I have green. And I think I'm just going to do the envelope lip on that one. So this is card number 4 with that fun and fabulous. Oh my gosh, I'm now looking at this and I feel like my circle is crooked. It is. Well, you guys probably noticed that more because you're looking at it straight on and I am not. But yeah, my circle is crooked. That's okay. Oh my gosh, Marilyn, you are a genius. That would be an adorable little rattle. Oh, wait. If you took this punch, and if I punched this out, so I just punched a little hair of it, and then I'm going to take this piece and attach it to just a scrap piece to use as a handle. If you guys have never done this, to slide it back into the punch. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to slide it back in. Of course, I said happy birthday on the inside already, so I really don't want it to, it can't really say hello, happy birthday with a baby rattle unless it was a first birthday, I guess. So where I overlapped with that, it's not as rounded, which really only one side needs to look good. And then you could do, does that look like a little baby rattle? That is super cute though. How fabulous is that? Oh, Marilyn, you are a genius. I love it. I love, love, love it. So adorable. I love it. So this is card number 4. You can pick your favorite. This is 1, 2, and 3. And then, of course, that one was number 4. And then we're going to get started on number 5. Oh, you guys are just amazing tonight. I am loving this and all the great ideas. So this one, if you've been following my online card classes for a while, I created a card like this one like last spring. It was like almost a year ago because I created it for a friend of mine who was creating a 90th birthday card for a friend. And I felt like if she's turning 90, I have to do something over the top. But I also felt like if somebody's asking me to make them a card, I feel like it has to be like over the top. Like I can't just pick one out of my stash because like they're asking me. So I have to like do my best, you know. I'm sure they would have been perfectly happy with anything in my stash though. But I created this super fun fold out card. And it was a little tedious and crazy. And I thought I really want to do that one again, but I want to make it a little bit simpler. So last time I actually used the scallop contour dies and did each of these panels in a scallop. And this time I simply, my chair is not rolling. I simply used the corner punch. How cool is that? So I just cut a rectangle and used the corner punch. And this card was super quick and simple. So if you're ever like, I love this card, it's so amazing, but I want to recreate it and I'm never going to recreate it again because it was so hard. And this one uses 2 sides of the paper. Love that. You can get 2 of these out of one 12 by 12. Love that. With a little strip left over that you could use to decorate, or you could use it on, this card, or you could use it for the strips on this card. So this is, it's actually 11 and a half. Let's see. Right? Something like this. Yeah, it's 11 and a half. So I cut off a 1/2 inch off the end of the 12 by 12, and then it is 5 inches tall. So we can score this however, fold it however we want with whichever side, whichever print facing up. So it's kind of like a mountain valley fold. So you can see valley, mountain, valley. In case you're ever wondering what that is. 1 mountain, 2 valleys. And then this is going to go on our fresh freesia. And then this is going to layer onto our pale papaya, which you could have always started from the bottom and worked your way up, or you could start from the top and work your way down. I kind of started from the top and worked my way down. Okay, and then I have 3 panels here. You could pick multiple colors here. You could go all white. You could go all colored cardstock, whatever you want. I did 2 white, 1 fresh freesia, and we're just going to do all the corners. So the best way to use this punch, we're going to use this side, and there are 2 little notches here. So you know to slide it in using those as the guide and go in as far as it goes. And you also, like normally I hold my punches like upside down and punch them like this. This one you actually want to use on like flat on the table. The other thing that I want to say is you don't want to just press on this side. You want to press the entire punch down. If you press just this side, the punch kind of goes like down like this, and then it just goes like meh. And it doesn't have a nice solid cut. Like it's kind of like if you took the knife and went straight down, it's going to cut. If you kind of like went sideways, it's going to kind of mutilate your paper or like not get a nice clean cut. So you want to make sure you're punching the whole thing. Might be able to do 2 at a time. Oh, I can. That's going to make this even quicker. Again, if you die cut out 3 of these, it's going to take longer than doing this. And I really wanted a card, like I really wanted to recreate this card because I love this design. But I was like, I am not doing that detailed one again. If you want to know the link for the really detailed one, then just let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to link it in your comment or I'll send it to you or something like that. Or you can just look back on all my past online card classes. I do have a channel on my YouTube of all the past online card classes. Of course, they used to all be on my Facebook until it got hacked and I had to move to a new one. So they're not there yet. This is the first class. Okay, so now we get to decorate all 3 of these panels however we want. It is completely up to you. I did birthday, and so I did the scrolly birthday in the pale papaya on a white one, right in the center. And then, oh, and I did friend. Whoop, that says happy. Friend in pale papaya towards the right hand side. My paper's like not laying flat and I just don't want it to mess up my stamped image. Perfect. And then now we have our fresh freesia and we're going to do the little image on this one. And I just kind of like notched it in the corner. Got a dimensional back floating around here. So that's my innermost panel. That's the one I'm going to write on. Then this is my middle panel and it's going, I did birthday in the middle and then I'm just going to stamp happy all around it. So happy, that's just happy. And this is happy, happy, hop, and Y. And maybe a smidge there, just to add a little extra purple. And then this one, oh wait, nope, this one, I stamped hello. And this one, I wung it. I didn't worry about, spacing and using my Stamparatus. So you can like start with the middle and then work your way to the top and the bottom, or you can start at the top and just wing it all the way down, whatever you would like. Again, I know I'm more of a wing it girl than most people. You're like, I need to know exactly. And I get that. I totally get it. Hello. 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 I, a lot of times, like to start in the middle, work my way up and down. I feel like things kind of work out a little bit better instead of working left to right. And then I'm like, well, that one says Ello, which I will say, what did I stamp the other day? I don't even know what word it was now. Or, oh no, it was. It's this one. And it technically says hell right there. And I was like, oh no, I cut off the O. That looks awful. But again, I don't really think anybody's going to like super notice that or take offense. I hope not. Hello, Pam. So excited to see you on. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Okay, so now it is time. Oh, wait, we still need to add. Let's go ahead and add our friend to our front. And again, if you're worried about like a spacing on one of them, cover it up with that piece. If you're worried about like a little boo-boo, cover it up with that piece. If you just want to say hello and you don't want to say the friend over the top, that's perfectly fine too. Then we're also going to take our ribbon and tie it along the left-hand side and into a double knot. And I want it to be down by the friend. So I'm just going to kind of squeeze and like rotate that down. Trim my little tails. Okay, we're going to start with the innermost panel. So I'm going to go ahead and add adhesive. I just ran out. Add adhesive to our innermost panel. And this one is going to be like centered on the inside. Okay. And then all of them are going to line up with that one. I don't care if it was put on crooked, they're all going on crooked. But they're all going to line up on that one. So our next panel is going to go lined up where it's going to bubble out just like this one. Now this one I'm not that concerned because the majority of it is actually going to be on the card base. There's only a very small strip hanging off. So I'm just going to stay away from that strip and go ahead and add adhesive like I normally would. And then line it up down here, line it up top, and press down. And then fold over that front panel. And this one's going to hang off quite a bit. And because there's that ribbon on there, I'm going to use tear and tape because I love tear and tape. Anytime there's like a working mechanism, I really like to use tear and tape. So again, what I said like with that last one, I'm going to go to the outermost edge and using the one that's already down, I know not to go above or below right here. And then I'm also going to go on the innermost edge where on the other side of this ribbon and lay that down. I feel like my ribbon is wanting to slide off on the top here. So let me just bump him over a hair and peel this off. Okay, and then again, I'm going to line this up with the other two and press. And then now all I have to do is add some rhinestones. Although I did see someone use the iridescent gems that I had sitting out on the table for the other card, and she used like these like whitey clear ones, and it looked really pretty. Ooh, I might actually do that. Or you could always use the rhinestones. I did send rhinestones in the kit, so I apologize if you're like, oh man, I wish you would have sent those. I'm sorry. I didn't. Again, I didn't see it until she did it yesterday, and I thought, oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. So again, it's always fun to craft with others so we can see what their ideas and designs are. That just might be a hair off from ours. It's always fun to change things up a little bit. It might not be the same. You might not like it. You might super love it. So definitely try it out. Oh, that would be super cute, Marilyn. This would make a really great card, like she's saying, to do like the multiple panels. And even if you left it open, if it was like an office card or something like that, where like a whole family or a whole office is signing it, then they would each have a spot to be able to sign on each of those panels. You could even add an additional panel right here if you needed to. Or a baby shower. Yeah, that would be super cute. Like a lot of people go in together and get, you know, a big stroller or a big car seat or something like that. So this would be super fun that everybody could write on their own little panel, and then you could attach it to the card. And it's like one fabulous greeting card with everybody's little message on the inside. So, so cute. And of course, if you did a panel on each of these, like you could even do one on the back side of this. And again, just make sure to line it up. Then it would be nice and thin and stuff and still super cute. You can see this one I did in a different print than the original, but yet both of them are super fabulous. Love, love, love it. I don't know. I honestly think I like the original of this one better. I think I like more of the pale papaya. Like this one, I almost feel like since it's more fresh freesia on the front, I would have done pale papaya as this solid cardstock. You know, kind of like how this is fresh freesia and pale papaya. This one is pale papaya, so this should have been fresh freesia. See what I mean there? But yeah, I do love both of them because, like I said, I'm loving this color combination together. So this is card number 5. So now you can officially cast your vote for which one your favorite one is. We have number 5 here. This one I think was number 4. Where is the other one? Number 4. Number 3. Number 2. And number 1. So yeah, let me know which one your favorite one was. Are you guys loving the Dandy Designs designer paper? Again, this is a free celebration designer paper. You have until the end of next Tuesday that you can earn this with a $100 level order. You earn a free celebration item with every $50 you spend. So you can get 2 at the $50 level, or you can get the $100 level items. And of course, it just keeps going up. So like if you spend $150, you can get 1 at the $100 and 1 at the $50, or 3 at the $50, you know, all the math. Still number 4, still loving that, the baby rattle. Isn't that super cute? I love it. I am so excited to be able to stamp with you guys. I love these nights and everything. Of course, normally I'm not stamping this late, but I always get excited to stamp with you guys. So yeah, thank you all so much. Be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends. Let them know that it's free to watch these. And again, there's a link in the description so that you can go to my Etsy shop and get the PDF tutorial for this. There is the instant download with all the measurements, step-by-step instructions, and color photos and everything on there, as well as all my past classes. I've been doing this for over a year now, so I think this is like number 15 or something like that. So there's lots of them that you can see for the great ideas, the techniques in card ideas, but also specific stamp sets and bundles too. So stay tuned. The one in March is going to be March 17th, Alex's birthday. March Friday nights were very tough, and I couldn't figure out which one to do it on, and so we're going to do it on that one. And it will be using a new bundle that is coming out on March 1st. So stay tuned. Working on the samples on those right now. So have a wonderful evening. Have a wonderful weekend. Love, hugs, and prayers to all of you guys. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you next time. Happy stamping. Bye-bye.